Scientists say they're concerned now that the current vaccines in use may not work against a mutated strand first found in South Africa. They say they think that strain might have mutations that impact the spike protein of the virus. The spike protein, that is what's programmed into the mRNA vaccines that teach our bodies how to make the protein that will trigger an immune response. Dr. Peter Hotez now, he's co-director of the Center for Vaccine Development at Texas Children's Hospital. Doctor, thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Everyone doesn't understand all of this stuff. What we do understand is the vaccine will work or the vaccine won't work. On this new strain from South Africa, do you have concerns that it won't?
I'm still optimistic that it will, because while there are a lot of mutations both in the South African strain and in the lineage and the UK lineage, there are not many mutations in the business end of the virus that docks with the receptor. That's called the receptor binding domain of the spike protein. And from our work on coronavirus vaccines over the last decade, you need quite a number of mutations before the vaccines actually stop working. So I think I'm still optimistic. We're actually doing studies now in collaboration with Duke University to confirm our vaccines as well as the other vaccines will still neutralize this South African variant as well as the UK one. More likely, if there is going to be a problem, there might be some reduction in efficacy, but it's not going to be a light switch where suddenly the vaccines don't work. Over time, in the out years, that may be the case, and that's why we're working on, and other groups are working on developing universal coronavirus vaccines. But it is a reminder that we've got to step up our level of virus surveillance. For instance, in the U.S., we're only doing the full genomic sequence on 0.3% of the virus isolates compared to about 7% in the UK and 50% in Australia. So we've got to step up our activities on that front.
It's another example of the United States being far behind the rest of the developed world in so many categories, from testing, to tracing, and now we know mapping the genome. Why are we so far behind, and what do we need to do as a nation to catch up?
You know, Shepard, you really hit on it. We're coming up small every time, and this has to stop. And now I'm worried about getting vaccine out to the American people. You know, we've been hearing about Operation Warp Speed and having a four-star military general in charge of logistics. And now we're starting slowly realizing that logistics meant getting vaccine onto the FedEx and UPS trucks and delivering them to the states. But there's no real plan to deliver vaccines at the scale that we need. We have to vaccinate 3/4 of the U.S. population by the end of the summer in order to stop virus transmission. That's 240 million Americans. That's 1 million to 2 million Americans every single day for the next 8 months. And those plans are not there. We're not going to achieve that by calling around to pharmacies and seeing who has vaccines or relying on primary care providers. So once again, we're way behind on that front.
Dr. Hotez, a lot of work ahead. Thanks so much to you and your colleagues down in Texas. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.